Well, what are we going to do here today in this video? We're going to look at a couple different things. We're going to visit the big Stitchery book that I'm doing for the year, and we're going to visit some more collage to fabric art. And both of those things are conducive to our stitching and are becoming designers of our own style and doing our own thing very well. Okay, so what is this all about here? This started out as a paper collage to give me pastels, to give me lots of color. I did the background, and then I came back, and on top I positioned a lot of different flower elements. Now, at first glance, all this appears just basically, it reads just as color, but as you look at it a little longer, you begin to see the flower elements and actually even a vase in there, which I thought was kind of interesting. And then I thought, well, that would be cool if I could stitch that and bring out a little bit of the flowers. Don't do too much stitching, but enough to pop some of the flowers out. And then I thought, well, wouldn't that make a nice companion piece to this one that I finished on this page of the book? So I did that. I photographed this, and then I printed it. And let me show you what it looks like printed. This is printed on a full sheet of label paper. And that is how it looks. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. I love it. Now we can see these little flowers, and I'm going to be stitching on some of those, and we'll just see how all that goes, okay? But I want to show you that you can take your collage art and print it, okay? It's just beautiful. And inkjet is very durable when you print it. And because this is not a piece it's going to be washed or anything like that, I'm not worried about anything fading. When you get it printed, you gently pull this label sheet off. And I say gently because a lot of fabrics will fray, and you just don't want to fray them all the way down if you can help it. Just pull it off. And the wonderful thing about this is there is no residue on the back of your fabric. Your fabric stays soft, supple, and pliable with no residue. This paper is still sticky, and I'm thinking, I could probably find something to do with that sticky paper there, but not today. We'll not worry with that today. Okay. Now, this is ready for me to trim. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's trim this up. Then we'll pin it on and talk a little bit about what we might want to stitch on it and the colors that we will want to use, how much stitching. There you go, one side. Like I said, this doesn't have to be perfect, but you know, we'll get it trimmed up kind of neat. Y'all don't forget this, I'm doing neat. I think the lace background here and all this yellow over here is a perfect complement for this piece too. This is just double whammy fun because you get the fun of making the collages, and all that's made of is just old magazine pages and just cut pieces and put them together. That's all you do. Okay. Let's see how it fits on there. It's going to fit very nicely. Let's see where this folds to. Okay, it folds into that a little. So I think what I might do is I might double row stitch that. Either that or trim it a little because I don't want it in the crease. You know what? I think I'm going to do the trimming. I want to trim just a little back. Let's just finger crease it so I can see where to cut. Okay, there's my line. We're cutting into that outside flower a little bit, but that's okay. And hey, we got a pretty piece of fabric here. Look at that. Now, okay, that's better. That allows us to fold this and keep that out of the center. We don't want to bulk up our spine area because we have to put these signatures in a book. I'm loving that. Let's pin it down. Let's get some tinier pins here. Okay. Isn't that going to make a gorgeous page in this book on its own? And whatever it opens up to, it'll pop some color for sure. I just love it. I just love it. I just love it. Okay. Now, let's think about it just a minute. What do we want to do here? This flower, and this flower, and this flower are edge flowers, secondary flowers, I call them. It would be these flowers in here that I think that I would predominantly pull up and let these play as fill-in our background flowers. I might just play with these three here and let the yellow just complement. There is a flower here that started out white. Let me show you in the collage. It started out white, but photographed and printed, it came out blue, but hey, it's pretty. Isn't that funny how the rest come out pretty much color, but white will always take on a color somehow or another of its own. When you photograph it, trying to get white balance is something else altogether. So I think I'm going to focus on 3 flowers that I'm going to be stitching, okay? How much stitching? I don't know yet till I get into it, but you know me, I don't do a lot of heavy fill-in stitching. I do more highlight stitching, you might call it, just something to put some interest in here. I will, of course, be overcasting this all the way around to stop the fraying excessively on it. And I'm not sure what color I will be doing that with right now. But I'll see about that. I might do some outline stitching on the vase also. That might pop it up out of the background a little more too. But what do you think? Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that pretty? Love it, love it. Okay, that's what we're doing on this one, and then we'll go to the back side and we will complete it. And that will be, this is our 5th signature out of 6 that I want to make for my book this year. So we are well on the way, but you know, time slips by really fast, and I just have till October, and I have to switch to the binding and the book cover. So really I have June, July, August, September, 4 months to finish this and 1 more. So can I do it? Well, sure I can. Barring any catastrophe, we will get this done. All right, stay with me then. Take care. All right, I wanted to bring you back and show you some of the stitching that I've been doing here. Like I said, I didn't want to do too much stitching. I thought the piece was pretty and colorful, and it's just another example of how I can do paper collage, photograph it, print it on fabric, and bring it into an art project. And both of these are done that way, and the stitching, it just adds a different little embellishment to it. Let me bring you down so you can see better the stitching. I have, of course, I'm putting this trim around the edges to cap it off, but right now you can see the stitching on this flower. I outlined all the petals and did some French knots in the center. Just did a little accent stitch here. I outlined the red petals and did a little accent stitch around the center. Outlined again and did another little accent stitch there. Basically, that's all the stitching that I'm going to do inside this piece. And I may do come in and do some straight, just type slow stitching through some of these little color blocks, just to make sure that this piece is adhered to this piece really well, okay, before I flip it and do the back side of the signature. Okay, so that's how it's going to look, and you'll get to see the finished process when I get done and start on the back side of this signature. Till next time, y'all stay scrap happy and build a fabric book of your art and your stitching. Okay, take care.